Hi, this is Steve Feldman, publisher of Floor Covering News. I'm with Karen Mendelsohn, Senior Vice President of Marketing, Mohawk Industries. Karen, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you for asking, Steve, and I see you are well as well. So stay safe and healthy, and we'll get through this all together.
We certainly will. You know what? I feel like the recovery has started. I'm jacked by all these states opening up their economies. Retailers are open. Some of these retailers are telling me they're getting customers in their store. Um, uh, Leads are great. Qualified leads. I'm optimistic. I think the third quarter is going to be pretty good. I think the fourth quarter is going to be strong.
That our view, and again, no one knows, but we share that same view. We have regular every other week calls with our advisory council. And, at the beginning of the call, say the beginning of April, there was just a great deal of uncertainty and some skepticism. But, as of our call last week that we have every week, we're seeing more and more positive outlook. People are reporting, that there is still absolutely demand. Some of it is even maybe accelerated demand because people have been home and they've been in their homes and, with more time on their hands wanting to tackle projects. So from a consumer sentiment standpoint and from a retailer sentiment standpoint, we're feeling increasingly positive about coming out of this and coming out of it, very, very strong, very strong.
And we talked about this before. I don't know how quickly people are going to be running to take vacations, which means they're going to be spending more time in their home. In the past, when that's been the case, they've been buying flooring.
That's absolutely right. I mean, you look, if you think about it, other than if you have to travel for business, what does traveling for pleasure really look like? Going through a deserted airport, sitting, not being able to potentially sit next to your partner on an airplane. Are restaurants open? Are they not open? Are they going to be empty? What about the hotels? Do you feel, there's so many question marks around how relaxing is that really? Is that really a vacation? So I absolutely believe that there will be some discretionary spending that will be taken from things like hospitality, unfortunately for the hospitality industry, but put into home improvement and put into flooring in particular. So I absolutely believe that. And I think that that's not just a short-term phenomenon. I think that's going to be for a while.
Agreed. Agreed. Now, here at Floor Covering News, we're talking about the recovery, the optimism, but I just want to go back a little bit. I don't know if everybody knows everything Mohawk has been doing, to help the people on the front line, personal protective equipment initiative that you guys are doing. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. From the very, very start of COVID-19, it feels like a decade ago. We have a very entrepreneurial culture here. And so we quickly partnered with another local company, Fabric Sources International out of Dalton, and began at our facility in Sugar Valley to manufacture medical gowns for local Georgia healthcare providers. And we kept that, to Georgia healthcare providers at first, but then as we got more proficient with our production and more efficient, we expanded the manufacturing to also include face shields as well. And we began distributing to first responders, to law enforcement agency, and anybody else that was in need of PPE for their day-to-day essential work. So we tried to be there in every way that we could from the beginning to all of the wonderful first responders that had no choice but to be on the front lines in this war zone. Our medical gowns are produced, as I said, at our Antioch Road facility in Dalton, and the medical gowns and our face shields are also manufactured at our location on Marine Drive here in Calhoun. So it's very much of a local effort. And just for context, you know, we're a floor and surfaces manufacturer, but we actually produce 10,000 face shields and about 5,000 protective gowns a day. So that's not a small
That's
little
not
bit.
small at all.
No. So we're making a difference. We feel like we're making a difference. And Steve, the thing that's been so fulfilling and so rewarding on all of this is that the difference that we're making is so appreciated, not just by the recipients and the first responders, but they're so appreciated by our associates, the folks whose communities we're living in and working in, and someday we'll play in again. But I'm even getting, interestingly, as I've been looking at interviewing folks, because I never stop, I'm always looking for talent. It has been remarkable to me how many people have said, hey, you know, I'm not really in the market for a job, but I wanted to talk to Mohawk because of everything you're doing for the community. And because that's the kind of company values that I would want to be a part of and that I would want to participate in and would make me proud to be associated with that. So we think we do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. It has the additional benefit of being something that is also really rewarding and good for our employees and our associates, whether they're here or they're working in our plants and factories, whether they're actually making the gowns and the face shields, or they're just reading about it on social posts.
And it's not just the PPE that you're doing. You're also working with the ASPCA and taking care of some of these animals that have been impacted by this whole COVID situation.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that sometimes gets lost in the shuffle. It's that this is not just impacting humans, but it's impacting the entire society. And that there are unfortunately some folks, because you know they are out of a job or they're on furlough or for other reasons, are no longer really able to take care of their pets. And so the ASPCA has launched a relief and recovery program with the goal of being able to help roughly 200,000 household pets with whatever they need, whether they need vet appointments that their owners can't pay for, or they need shelter, or they need food. And so the ASPCA, as always, is really dedicated to protecting vulnerable animals. And again, this is a time of vulnerability for animals as well as their owners. And we have a long-standing commitment to protecting our pets. We have All Pet as one of our innovation technologies, which protects your flooring from all pets, all accidents, all the time. And so this just became a natural extension of a number of the different initiatives that we do for the family. Because families are not just made up of moms and dads and non-fur babies. Many families have fur babies as well. And so we're all about protecting our communities, protecting our associates, protecting our employees, protecting the families where we live, work, and play,
Gotcha.
including their fur babies.
So we have the PPE, we have the ASPCA. Now getting back to the recovery for consumers, you're working with you've initiated a sample lead program, if I'm not mistaken, that will really, I think, make a difference for these consumers who probably are doing a little more shopping at home, right?
Yeah, we're seeing the evidence of that. We had in the works when COVID started, we had a pilot program with a small assortment of product, very small assortment of product, very small assortment of Revwood, a small assortment of rigid LVT, small assortment of carpet tiles for free consumer samples. And we had those really isolated to those leads. Then we're going to go just to our Edge Select and Edge Premier retailers, because we really feel like if a consumer's ordering sample up to 5 for free, then they're pretty interested, and that's a good qualified lead. As soon as COVID started, we really pumped the gas and put our foot on the accelerator and have considerably expanded the assortment of product that consumers can order. And that meant, going all the way through the supply chain, from inventory through distribution, even all the way back for the soft surface side into yarn, so that we make sure that we're in stock on onesies, which again was a change to our system, so that we can provide the consumer with free samples in every zip code that our Edge retailers operate. So we not only expanded the number of products that a consumer can order for free from us, but we then also opened up our network of retailers so that every Edge retailer has the ability to get that consumer information as a very qualified lead and then convert that sale. And again, we've heard from our Edge retailers that their conversion rates from these qualified leads are the highest that they've ever seen. So these are folks who are serious, and they're not visiting as many retail outlets. They're trying to limit themselves to the retailers, that they feel most comfortable and feel like they're going to have the safest experience, so that when they are connected with by the retailer and they're invited to schedule an appointment and they come into the store, what our retailers are telling us is that their conversion rates are 2-3x times what they have historically been. So it's working. And again, I think that's something that will not end whenever this pandemic, quote unquote, ends, whenever that will be. I think that's a fundamental behavior change.
Behavioral change.
Yeah, and we were very happy that we had already had the mechanics of our program worked out and we're in pilot, so that we were able to really hit the ground running with the expansion of it.
How does it work? Walk me through the process. I'm a consumer. I want to buy flooring.
Yep. So you go on mohawkflooring.com, or you go on keristan.com, or you go on pergo.com. And for every product that we have in inventory, which is expanding as we speak, so twice a month, the 1st and the 15th of every month, we upload an updated, expanded list of product that's available for sampling. And then you will click on that product and you add it to your cart as a consumer. And then when your cart is full with 5 products, then we have your information and we drop ship. We actually send it straight to your home, so you don't have to go anywhere to pick it up. At the time that we send those samples to your home, we then also email the closest Edge retailer, or the retailer that the consumer has selected. If it's not the closest, they may have somebody another couple of miles that they like working with. We email that retailer that consumer's information, and then that retailer will follow back up with that consumer and in a very customized, personalized way say, I understand that you're interested in hard surface. You ordered this, and this sample. And then with some follow-up questions, what room are you looking to do? What benefits are you looking for? How can we help? Would you like to schedule an appointment? What would you like us to have ready for you? So it's a very personalized, customized experience that's getting huge amount of traction.
Awesome. As we recover, What else is Mohawk doing to support retailers right now, whether it be terms, promotions, sales, stocking support, advertising support? What else are you guys doing right now to help these retailers as they're primed to rebound?
So we definitely provided them with extended terms. That was like the very first thing that we did. We also provided them with additional promotional support. So we had promotions that were either running or getting ready to start. Mohawk promotion was running, Kirsten was getting ready to start. We extended those promotional periods by 4 weeks,
Okay.
so that our retailers could take advantage of them because they were just coming just at the start of COVID. We also provided our co-op program. Our co-op is a rolling 12-month program. So you accrue dollars based on your prior 12-month sales, but after 12 months, if you haven't used the money rolls off. We extended that. So
Okay.
we didn't have their accrued dollars roll off in March. We extended that through to the end of May. And then we worked with our financing provider, Synchrony, so that we were able to, with our power and our leverage, we were able to provide a 0% consumer financing buy down through June 30th through Synchrony. So that became, a really, really, really important benefit to our retailers that many of them are taking advantage of. And then, Steve, I would also tell you that we are in a position, as you know, we're a domestic manufacturer. And so we are fortunate that for obviously all of our soft surface, but for quite a bit of our hard surface, whether it's laminate or our solid tech plus rigid vinyl, is all domestically manufactured. And so we are in a position, we give a confidence to a lot of our retailers, knowing that we are locally manufacturing, and we will hold the inventory. They do not have to stock up on inventory or worry about a disruption in their supply chain. And our trucks are running, we have our own fleet, so we don't have to be reliant on third-party truckers and their capacity or lack of capacity. So we have really owned our supply chain soup to nuts for the large majority of our products. So we can assure our retailers that we'll be in full supply and that they can know that when they have demand, that we'll be able to service it. And then finally, and I think one of the really, really important things that we did early on was we set up our COVID-19 response resource center. So this was something that we did very quickly, and we keep it updated and dynamic. It's on our Mohawk Today, but we've also had some conference calls where we've helped our retailers understand early on how to apply for and take advantage of the PPP program, how to work their way through some of the tax exemptions, some of them are working through some of the different tax credits that help them keep their employees employed full time, but not actually working, and there's a government tax credit for that. So we have a number of people that are dedicated to really understanding the ins and outs of all of the different government programs, how to collect unemployment, just a number of different things that we help, how to communicate cleanability, and different things that we can help them with based on CDC and World Health Organization guidelines, that we can help them with how to open safely, how to give confidence to their employees, how to give confidence to their customers. So things that we probably have access to that your average specialty retailer might not. And we've got a dedicated resource center. We've got our dedicated email so that we're getting emails every day that we're answering in real time questions that our retailers have. So we've heard that we ask them. We ask them every time we talk to them, what more can we do for you? What is it that we're not doing that you would benefit from? What are some new challenges that you may need us to research and post? And it's changing. At first it was all about how do I get my government subsidy? How do I keep my employees employed? And now it's turning the corner a little bit more towards getting the economy back and how do I safely reopen? So we get a good pulse on
a resource.
Yeah, because of the questions we asked. I think one of the things that we thought was a little bit of a throwaway actually that has turned out to be hugely beneficial is this dedicated email that we set up, because it's really easy and yet it helps us almost anticipate what's the next thing that are on the retail community's mind. And so it's really given us great insight.
Awesome. Karen, I thank you for your time. Mohawk has always been a great partner to retailers. I'm sure they're going to be even a better partner as we all get through this together. Call me crazy. I think we're on the rebound, and I'm looking forward for the rest of the year.
I'd never call you crazy, Steve. My bet's on you. Thank you. And for covering news. So appreciate it. Really enjoyed talking to you. It was so fun to see you.
Same here. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.